Hello everyone and welcome back. We are live and we are doing Retro Remake. This is first time back from vacation. I just got back yesterday, so thank you everyone for being patient with me and responding to emails and messages, so thank you for that. But we are back and we are live, and it was Retro Remake. Retro Remake is a show that we do each year, where we take a single popular game from our past and we update it and modernise it for UE for nowadays. So we are doing this year of a Zelda type game, so we're going to carry on with that. If you haven't watched any of the previous episodes, you can go back and watch them. They are all archived and you can follow along as well. If you're a Patreon member, getting access to all the project files as they happen. So we are about to start. Before we do start though, a few things to announce. Live sessions, so live one-to-one sessions are available still for August. There are no more slots available in July. If you want to know what slots are actually available, you can head over to ryanlady.com/sessions, where you can find a link to all of my calendars and you can see what session slots are available. You just let me know which ones you want and how many you want, and that's it. If you want to get hold of them, there are a few left in August still. Other than that, we're about to begin. This is, by the way, the start of my time doing this, a full-time gig. So coming up over not this month probably, but the following months thereafter, so August and then on, you're going to start seeing some new shows, new content and new styles of delivering this information to you guys. Stuff that I can't wait to show you and work with you and develop it with you. Really excited to get started on that stuff, so keep an eye out for that over the next few weeks as that starts popping up here and there. Before we begin as well, I want to say a massive thank you to all Patreon members and YouTube members for their continued support and generosity in helping me support this channel. As I said, this is now my full-time gig and it's only possible because of you guys, so thank you again so much. So let's get started and jump straight into the game here. So hello everyone in chat. I do see chat open on this screen here. So hello Kiwi Doggy and hello ETM Petrafa. How are you? So last time we were doing this, we rejigged and reworked the level layout system that we're using here. So now rather than one big map, there's like a series of smaller maps. And we just did one room design, duplicate it 3 times. But obviously we can customize each room as we wish whilst making the game. So at the moment we just got this transition, which is what we worked on last time. So if I go through the tunnel here, it'll transition over to the next room, and there we go. So what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to actually work on quite a staple of the Zelda series, which is the treasure chests. So going up to a treasure chest, make it animate and open up and glow, cinematic cuts in with the camera and go da 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 and show whatever you picked up. So that's what we're going to try and do today. Now this is all live, not pre-made or anything like that. You are seeing me solve this stuff live. So this is why I want to do this sort of series and live shows, is that you get to see me actually make stuff live. Think of it, solutions on the fly. Think of how to figure it out. You see me bug fixing, coming across problems, solving them, as honest as it can be. Okay, so fortunately I've got a pack in here, which is going to help me out with this, because it does have the models I need, so it saves me a bit of time modeling stuff. And this was the multi-story dungeons pack, which I think was free a few months ago on the UE4 marketplace, and I grabbed it. But it does have 2 meshes, which is what we need. We've got the treasure chest base, like so, and we've got also we've got 2 bases. So this one has stuff in it, like that, which might be a better one to use. And then we also got the lid, which is going to be super handy. So I'm going to build an interactable treasure chest actor for this. So let's go ahead and make that actor. So I'll make a new blueprint class, choose actor here, and this is going to be called a chest. And open this up. So the first thing I'm going to work on, hang on, let's back this up. So when I sit down and work out how to solve something like this, I like to break down it into components. So thinking about what do I need to solve with this thing. So the very first thing I needed to solve is the effect of it opening up the chest and the camera going into the chest. So that's the first thing we're going to do. The next thing we're going to do is assign an item to it so that we can open up and collect an item. So breaking it down into those components, I can know where I want to start with this. So let's start with the animation. So I need to add some components to this. I need to add 2 static meshes, one for the base, one for the lid. So the first static mesh here, we're going to do base. And we're going to search for the treasure chest. We'll do base 2 because that came with the gold, which is quite handy as we could use that. And we also want to add another static mesh. This can be the lid. Again, treasure chest lid. Okay, so when you add it, you'll notice they don't line up. That's totally okay, because what we're going to do is add what I like to call a proxy route. Don't actually type proxy, that's dumb. It's called a scene component, and you're going to add a scene component to where you want the hinge to be, basically. So let's just move that around. Oh, turn off snap would help. So just move that up here, move it this way, and that's good there. Just realised as well, I probably want to make this all face the x-axis. So let's just rotate all of this. Oh, there we go. The reason why you want to keep things facing the x-axis is that it's quite a good, because x is usually worked out as the forward vector. So if you want it to be forward facing, it's generally a good idea to do that. So the scene component, I'm actually going to reset its location and just move it this time to the correct position. So roughly where the hinges are. Okay, and the lid you want to attach now to the scene. And then when you click on the lid, you go to the location here and reset the defaults. And it should snap to where the scene component is. Now I can click on the scene component and I can just fine tune that movement. I can just bring that down because it's attached to it. It's like that. And because it's on the hinge, if I were to rotate that scene component, as in an animation, the lid will actually rotate and open up like that for the treasure chest. Okay, so now we can work on creating an animation that does this. So I'm just going to change the rotation back down here. There we go. Thanks, Fly Highland. It's good to always good to hear that you like my stuff. Okay, so you need to make an animation for this. So we're going to make a custom event in here, and this custom event is going to be open chest. And on open chest, we're going to do a timeline. Now, timelines are very handy for making values change over a certain amount of time. In this case, we'll make a float change the rotation of our lid. And we're going to make it sort of like janky as well. We're not going to make it go dead straight. That's kind of boring. So let's jazz up a little bit. So we're going to do lid opening, we'll call it. And I'm going to go inside of that and add a float track. And this would be lid position. Hey Eric, my day's going well, thank you. So I'm rested. I've had a week off with my family. It's been lovely. So I'm feeling good about myself today. And this is the start of me doing this full time. So I'm looking forward to actually getting stuck in and working on stuff and making stuff for people. It's going to be good fun. So my first point here is going to be 0 because it's going to start closed. I then want it to abruptly change. So I want to first of all start off with just opening, get that position in there. So I'm going to put the time here of let's do 1 second and value of 1. So basically fully open. I'll click these little buttons here so I can see the full graph. Change the length to 1 and leave it like that. On the event graph here, we're going to plug the event into play, and then on the lid position, I'm going to take the scene component and we're going to do a rotation, and we're going to add a relative rotation to it, and I'm going to drag that to update. Not add, sorry, set relative rotation. Not bad. Set relative rotation. Plug that in there. Yeah, I'm the same, Eric. I'm the same. It was just nice. Highlight my week was taking my little girl first time swimming. I loved it. It was something I've been looking forward to, and oh yeah, magic moment. I love it. So I'm going to multiply this float here by the angle that I want it to be. Now, rather than guess it, it's good idea just go into a viewport, go to your scene component, and just rotate it to the finished angle. So I want to rotate the y-axis to 80, roughly. Okay. So go back to the event graph, and that should go into Y, and this will be 80. Okay, so this should now animate opening up. And to test that out, we'll just do a begin play event just to open the chest. Open chest, like that. So when I test this out, we'll go into the first room. We'll just drag that into the scene here. And we'll make it not affect navigation in a second, but hold on, let's move it a bit closer. There you go, you can see it animated open up there. And we'll make it a bit bigger too. So let's change the default size to do all this stuff. Change it by 2, 2, 2. Change the lid here to 2, 2, 2. And just needed to update the scene position. Hold on. Move that back there. There we go. Okay. Rotate that around. Hit play, and there it goes. Okay, so it now pops up like that, which is cool. Okay, so that works. But as I say, I want to make some like cartoony movement to it, so it's not a dead straight line here. So I'm going to add extra points in between these two, not changing the end ones. I'm just going to change the ones in the middle. So we're going to make it go up slightly, then back down, then back up, and then back down, and then we'll make it smoothly rotate. So I'm going to select this point and this point, right click, auto. Pardon me, bit of a sore throat. So I'm just going to tweak these angles here like that. So let's see how that looks now. Let's delay it a little bit so you can actually see it do its stuff. Hold on. Delay. Delay by 2 seconds. It's just temporary, just to test out that animation looks okay. So that starter there is maybe too much. Maybe get rid of one of the peaks. We'll get rid of this one. And just space them out a little bit. There you go. Okay, so it looks a bit more janky, a bit more old, and a bit more weak. So that's the opening of the chest. So let's also do a camera movement to this as well. So I'm going to go to the viewport here, and I'm going to add a spring arm to this thing. So I'm going to go to the default scene route and add a spring arm to it. And attached that spring arm is going to be the camera. Like so. There it is. So I need to face this the right way. So let's take the spring arm here, and we're going to rotate that around to the front. Oh, hello. Move that up a little bit and change the length and rotate it a little bit too. Okay, so when we do call the open chest, what we're also going to do is get the player controller, set view target with blend, and plug that in to our open chest. That way, when the camera, it'll make the camera change. New view target self, and blend time we'll do as 0.5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it delay the start of the timeline a little bit. Just put a little delay in there. And we'll do a 0.5 delay in there too. Oh dear me. I need to get a drink. Okay, so hit play now. And it should now transition. And do that. Yeah. Cool. So a couple of questions coming into chat there. Let's answer some of them whilst we're here. Grimm's Woden, do you have an IK tutorial on your Patreon for hands? Not at the moment. It's on the to-do list for the FPS RPG series. Will be coming. I've put a preview video of it being made on it because it was going to be made at some point, but it got delayed by whatever reason. I can't remember now. Do I have a book for learning Unreal Engine 4? I do not currently have a book out. Maybe in the future. Be nice to write a book. Right, I'm going to slow this down a little bit. So rather than 0.5, let's do 1.5 and delay this by 1.5. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, cool. Right, so that's that. Next we're going to do is we are going to add let's add a glow effect to this thing. So as it opens up, we're going to have like a glowing like column coming out of it. Now we could do Niagara for this. We could do Niagara for it actually, but we need to. We can get away with not using Niagara actually, I think. Just need to make a column basically. So I'm going to go to my chest actually and go to the viewport, add a static mesh component to this. It's really warm in the UK at the moment and I'm sweating this office, so I apologise for the glistening sheen on my forehead. Jesus. And in here we're going to do a cylinder. Now I'm not too sure which one would be the best, but we'll have a look. Is there a cinder mesh there? There you go, we'll just use this one. Oh god, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. Right, so I'm going to add a new material to this and make it glow from the edges here. So let's make a new material. And we'll do loot effect. And we'll go into that. Okay, so this needs a linear gradient. Linear gradient. And the UV channel we can use is the texture coordinate. And if I make this a cylinder, hopefully this will show correctly here. Hoping. The idea being is that what I'm doing is I'm taking the V coordinate, which is this one. Easy way to remember it, V for vertical. That's why I like it. But multiply this by a value, and we'll put that in the base color there. And we should see a gradient going up and down. Yes, we do. We've got white at the bottom, which is what we want, and then we've got black at the top. So I'm going to multiply this by color. We'll do a 3 vector and we'll put that into there. I'll make it gold and go in here, get like a goldy color. That'll do. Okay. Oh, lagging hard. Computer's having a hard time with the stream and this, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. What should you know to use Unreal Engine 4? Because I mean basically you don't need to learn anything like C++. You can get started with blueprints. Just follow my Making Your First Game series. You cover most of the basics there, so you should be pretty solid with that. Right, I'm going to change this to be translucent. And we'll make this emissive as well. So multiply this by value in emissive and plug this V gradient here into opacity. And the multiplier will be multiplied by, I don't know, 5. I don't know, we'll tweak this later. And we should see like a glowy effect from the bottom up. If it's going to ever render. if it is ever going to render. Yeah, so you get this sort of like effect where it's like a tube of like light coming out of it. We do get that problem. I thought that might be the problem with this. The UVs of the cylinder are annoying. Which means I have to make my own cylinder. That's a shame. Okay, right, we'll see what we can do with this. Okay, so I change this to loot effect. There it is. What if I got a cone maybe? Cone. Yeah, see, it's gonna have that same problem. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to make a model for it. I might just leave it like this and fix it later when I can be bothered to make a model for it. It's just not going to be worthwhile opening it all up. Yeah, no, let's make it a cylinder. Cylinder. Wrong one. This one. There we go. Okay, so what we do is on the event graph, when it's finished, we take the loot effect model, which is this, and we just set visibility and change it to this. Okay, and I'll make it default start off with no visibility, like that. So the final effect looks like this. So like that. That's quite good because the camera's not going to catch the top of it anyway, so yeah, not a problem. It'd be fine. So when we do that, that is our cylinder. Let's go into that, and I'm just going to drag that down a little bit as well into it there, so it looks a little bit better coming out of the chest. Not too bad. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I think we can get away with that. So we just need to add a sound effect to that, but we'll do it another time rather than me googling for a sound effect. So let's make it so that I can actually walk into it and open it up rather than it starting the open up effect automatically. So we go to the viewport here, and we're going to go and add a collision box to this, and this can be attached to the root. It's important to make note of where you're attaching things, by the way. So on the root there, and I'm going to change the size of it, and it's best to change the size of it not on scale but change it to the box extent here. It's a little bit safer to do, because if you ever get a reference to the size of this box for whatever reason, you're not going to be screwed over by it. Okay, cool. Right, so rather than a begin play, we'll get rid of that. We'll do an overlap event. Now we can just right click on the box here, add event, and add component begin overlap. So this will be the trigger that is when we overlap that box. When we overlap that box, it's going to trigger this event, and we're going to confirm that the other actor is actually equal to the player character. So get that out, and is equal to get player character, and plug that in. Like so. So when it does that, we are going to take it to do the open chest event. So just drag that out. True, open chest event. So again, testing it regularly. Okay, not just randomly doing it. I hope. Why is it doing that? Not inside of it. Oh, maybe I swung my sword and I got caught in it. There you go. Okay, so the camera is bitten blocked by the player character, so I need to tell it not to do collision tests. This is why we test regularly. So we go to my spring arm and turn off do collision test. That'll stop the player blocking that. And get the item. So we also need to turn off character movement and tell them not to do that. So when we do open chest, we're going to disable, sorry, not disable input. If you get player character, not character, controller, get player controller, and disable, no, it is move character, it is a character, sorry. Disable movement, there you go. There we go. And there we go. So now I can't move. Cool. Okay. Not on Twitch. No, not at the moment. So Twitch is going to be changing a bit, like slightly. So my idea being is that I'm going to keep YouTube only for like tutorial-based stuff like this, like live streams, and Twitch will eventually be where I'll play games and hang out and have fun. So that will be happening at some point in the future. When I get a bit more downtime, and I can do playing games and get back to playing games more. So Twitch will be transforming into that. So sort of like the fun playground version, whereas the actual game making stuff will happen on YouTube. Just because that's where the audience are for this stuff, they're not going to be on Twitch. But give me I can still use Twitch as sort of a playground for me to just play around stuff and have fun, chat with guys when I get my downtime. Okay, so we got that. We now need an item to pop out the box. So do I have anything I could use for this? Let's have a look. Meshes, props. Let's just find something. I don't think they have keys in here, do they? Let's have a look. I've got scrolls. I could use a scroll, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so what we're going to do is... I'm very good, thank you, Vedex. Okay, so let's... No, shouldn't do. No, shouldn't break it. Right, so I need to assign an item to this chest. Oh, dear me. This damn cough. Okay, so we're going to add a variable to this, and this is going to be contents. And the contents is going to be a item variable. So we need to make items for this. Let's make a new folder. Items. And we're going to have an item parent class. Actor. Item parent. And we're going to open this up and add a static mesh to it. And leave that mesh blank. And we're going to do a overlap event on this thing. So we'll change the mesh here to have no collision, just overlap all. And on active begin overlap, we'll just see if we are actually the other player. Not other player, to get the player character. And plug that into branch. Okay, and then we'll tell it to pick up the item. For now, we'll tell it to just destroy actor for now. We'll worry about picking up and doing stuff later. Okay, so on the chest though, the chest is not going to do the whole item thing, I don't think. Oh no, we'll do it. So on here we'll add a child actor to this. And this child actor we'll call content. And actually no, do I want to do that? No, get rid of that. Contents here will change to item parent, and that'll be a class reference. And on the event graph, not event graph, sorry, we have to determine where we want to spawn it. So I want to spawn it in the air above the chest when it's spawned in. So I'm going to add a scene component for this as a reference point. So this will be loot location, and we're going to move that up here. And technically it would be above the player's hands, I guess, technically, but we'll just do it over here like that. And the event graph for this, wait, is that facing the right way? Yeah. And the event graph for this, we're going to have on the finished, we're going to take the contents out, and we're going to spawn actor from class in this content. And the spawn transform is going to be the loot locations transform. Get world transform. There we go. So that should now spawn whatever we plug into it. So if I go into create a child of this class, and we'll just call it scroll for now, and open this up and set the mesh to the scroll I've got. Scroll 01. There it is. And we'll add rotation to it as well. So it looks like this. And hovering above the floor a little bit. That will affect actually the chest location. Let's just go back and tweak that. Bring that down a little bit. Okay. Play. Walk into this. And I don't see... Oh wait, actually set the item to it, have we? So go to the chest. And we'll set a default item to be just the scroll. There we go. There you go. There's a scroll. Vedex, will I be adding enemy AI to this soon? We actually do have some basic AI stuff in there already. We haven't put it into this map, but we actually worked on it before. And you can actually see that in the archive footage. So yeah, definitely check it out. Okay, so there's the item we've got. We haven't got an animation for the character. We'll have to find one and make one at some point. But we've got the scroll appearing like so. Okay. So we then want a timer, which will then get rid of the loot signal and the loot itself, and return movement back to the player character. So back on our chest, we're going to add a timer. Just do this. I'm going to put this above here. Makes most sense. Okay, then we're going to start a timer. So once we spawn the actor here, we're going to do set timer by event. And that event is going to be a custom event, which will be return. And on return, we're going to get the player controller and set view target with blend, and set it back to the player character. Time of 1.5. And then with the player character, we're going to set movement mode. Pardon me. Set movement mode to walking. So when you disable movement, when you use that function to enable movement again, you have to do this. Okay. Probably delay this actually before delay. 1.5. Okay. So that's that part done. We're going to get the character movement again, but we also want to hide a few things. So I'm going to hide the loot location, and we're going to set visibility on this to false. And with the loot that we've spawned, we're going to tell it to destroy it or add to the actor here. So This return value here, I'm going to drag out and promote to variable, and this will be loot. We'll plug that in there, plug that in there, and we'll make an item parent function on here, and we'll call it custom event item picked up, and its default thing it's going to do is destroy it. So rather than when I pick it up, when I walk over it, it's going to destroy actor, I want it to do that pick up event. And the benefit of doing that is that I can call up this picked up event whenever to do the destroy action event, but also I can override it and change what happens when it is picked up. So if I want to add money to the player character or make them pick up health or whatever, I can do it quite easily here. So at the end of this, I can drag loot out again and then tell it to do picked up, and then it'll run its picked up code, putting it onto the character's inventory or adding their value, increasing their health, whatever it is. And we're going to keep it there for a time of like, I don't know, 2 seconds. Okay, and that should be that. So let's test that out. It appears 1, 2. Okay, so I also need to disable the. I need to disable the box collision as well. So because it's triggering it again. So box, we're here. We'll do this disable, not disable. We can actually just tell it to do once actually. So open chest, we'll do once. Or you can do like a boolean, test if it's been opened before or whatever. But that should hopefully stop that from doing that. There we go. Okay, so we're back to the player character. Oh yeah, I remembered. We haven't got an actual camera on the player character. We're doing a different camera. And the camera is this one, which is room camera. So I need to set the view target back to room camera. Set view target, not character. But get actor of class. And I'm going to search for room camera. Like this. Okay, so that should handle that now. Get the scroll. 1, 2. Movement still isn't working. Why is that the case? Movement mode. I'm going to change the duration of this, by the way, to 0.5, I think. Oh, loot location is not the right one. I want to use the static mesh. Your iron picked up. Scroll. That should do that. Why is that not working? Let's have a look. So it spawns it. Oh, there you go, it disappears. Oh, there we go, all done. So that all works well until I move around and hit that box again. Let's have a look why that's happening. Yeah, I'm losing control again. Why is that happening? Set movement mode to walking. Pardon me, sorry. Oh wait, yeah, I don't want to do the open chest on do once. I'm going to do the overlap on do once. There we go. My bad. Oh look, FedEx. Yeah, you got it to it as well. Well done. Okay. There's a scroll. And then we can move around. And we got a chest. All done for us. Cool. Okay, so if we go into these rooms, for example. Where's my levels thing here? Okay, I'm going to tab this over here. Like so. And we're going to hide. Keep that there. So the persistent level will have those things in. I'm going to hide that one. So I need to add that chest to this level. So we're going to do that. And right click. Move select actors to level. I've now hide this level. That all goes good. And we open this chest here over here. We're going to put a chest in this one. And turn that around. Like so. Right click on this. Like that. Okay, push play. Okay, so I can open this chest. Get a scroll. And if we go into the next room. Oh, did I add it to this room? There isn't one over here, is there? No. So I added it to this room. Oh no. Yeah, select actor. Yeah, yeah. Let's play. Open this one. Get a scroll. Move on to the next room. And get the next one. Cool. Okay, so that all works. So now I need to make it so those items can actually do something useful. So first thing I'm going to do is make the contents here. I'm going to make that editable per instance. So that way I can choose in the level here what item these guys will spawn. Over here, scroll. Let's just have a look what items I actually have here. I could actually use mesh wires. Rather than just using simple stuff. Anything I could use for money? Let's have a look. Got potions. I can use potion stuff. Nothing I could do for money. Let's do potions, like, and increase our health. Then let's do that. So let's go into our items folder. Over time, 15 minutes. Okay, cool. Go to items. We're going to make another child of the parent class, and it's going to be health potion. And we'll open this up. Go to the mesh here and do bottle. That's not right. What were they called? Oh. Yeah, I could do FedEx. Yeah, could do that. Oh wait, no, it's props. They called it potion. That makes sense. Okay, so let's go back to the item. So sorry for coughing. I had a cold at the start of my holiday. It was like really stormy on the first night, and we just got soaked, and I just got a cold from it. It's right nightmare. Anyway, there is our thing. Now, as I mentioned, we have got our picked up event. So if I right click on here and get picked up, add event item picked up, and right click on this and add a call to parent function. And we want to do something here. So for this, I want to increase the player's health. So get player character. And we're going to increase their health. Now, our player character, where are they? Over here. Go over here. So at the moment I've got health here being added by just pushing 1, which is kind of boring. So what I'm going to do here is when I take damage. So we're going to take any damage. No, what's it called? Any damage? Any damage. There you go. Event any damage. And you take this damage variable and you use this basic setup here. So if I just take this and this and drag this down to here, and I'm going to take this damage here and truncate it to an int, and that's what you want to do here. Now for health, to increase what you do on health damage here, player character, you apply damage, but you put in a negative value for the health. So damage actor is the player. Base damage here we're going to do -1, so it increases it by 1. Damage causer is self, so it sees it as health rather than damage. So that should update the health value as well. So test this out. If I put health potion on the floor here, cancel, go to here, push play. I walk over it. It should. Oh, it does not have a collision mesh on it. Hang on. Collision, simple collision. No, it doesn't. Okay, fine. Add collision. We'll do add sphere. Like that. There you go. And we'll increase the size of this box as well. We'll go like 3 times bigger. 3. Compile. Viewport. I'm just going to tweak it a little bit. Did I not add rotating movement to this thing? Hold on. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, did I add it to just the scroll? Oh, that's annoying. Hang on. Yeah, there you go. No, get rid of that one. There you go. Okay, so now upgrade my health. You saw it go up by 1. Let's increase the size of that. So base damage, I'm going to do -5. Okay. So we should see the health bar increase a bit. There you go, like so. So now if I go to this chest here and say to this, rather than have a scroll, it has a health potion in it. Hit play, walk up to this chest, open the chest up. Oh, has it crashed? You don't crash. You don't crash. Oh, there you go, cool. So after it's closed the lid, we should see our health increase. Bosh, done, sweet. And that's how we're going to do our items. And I can pick up this one as well. Okay, let's just save all because I got scared then I lost it all. So yeah, so now we can pick up items from chests. So we've got health there. We haven't got money to set up yet, but we'll set up money. And keys as well, because after all, it's a Zelda clone. We need to make keys to open doors. And that's what we'll do the next time we do a live stream. We'll do a key opening a door. So we open the chest, get the key, use the key to open the door. And that's basically the whole premise of Zelda. So I think what we're going to do is going to leave it there for today. So we've done quite a lot there, and we've got that working, quite a key thing working quite well. As I said, Patreon members get access to all my archive footage straight away. Otherwise, everyone else gets to wait 2 weeks. And also, Patreon Gold members will have access to the project files, so okay, you can follow along as well if you're watching. Other than that, we are done for this evening, I feel like. So thank you very much everyone for joining me tonight for this live stream. We'll be live again on Wednesday for question time. So if you have any questions you want to ask about game dev, UE4, 5, whatever you want to do, come along over on Wednesday. Now, if you are a patron, you can actually jump ahead the queue and put your questions into Discord now. There's a new Discord channel over my Discord where you can, if you're a patron, put your questions in straight away. So even if you're not live, I can answer your questions for you. So put your questions in there and I'll wrap them all up and put them through on question time. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you all stay safe and well. And again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you everyone, and good night. Bye bye.